Take a look at Elon Musk's tweet, which came at the same time as news that Twitter had accepted his takeover bid. He hits all the right notes. Sample the following bit: free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated. The tweet also had a short list of other goals: making Twitter better than before by enhancing the product with new features, making the algorithms open source to increase trust, defeating the spam bots, and authenticating all humans. In particular, the last goal, the one about authenticating all humans, has set off a lot of speculation over Twitter, not helped in the least by the fact that no details exist at the moment about how Musk proposes to do this. And there are legitimate and serious concerns involved. Take a look at what one leading expert has said on the issue, that too quite fittingly over tweets. Jeff Kosseff, an associate professor of cybersecurity law at the US Naval Academy, tweeted that there was at least a chance that authenticating all humans could compromise a Twitter user's ability to be anonymous. Now, Kosseff made it clear that he wasn't sure about what this stated objective specifically meant. However, with that caveat, he explained some of the concerns that could arise. Kosseff pointed out that at least some high-profile commentators had interpreted the authenticating all humans plan as banning of anonymity or requiring ID verification. Why would that be bad? Kosseff explained that Twitter's pseudonymity had made it possible for many people to speak publicly when they wouldn't have the luxury of speaking under their real names on Facebook. He gave the example of the LGBTQ community, whistleblowers, and political dissidents, among others. Kosseff said that even if people could still post under pseudonyms, the collection of identification data at registration would shut out many people.
Well, there is talk that now Twitter could potentially be introducing a KYC process. If that happens in the Indian context, then clearly there are going to be some legal ramifications. First and foremost, Twitter is an intermediary under the Information Technology Act 2000, is mandated to exercise due diligence while they discharge their obligations under the law. Twitter is not obligated under law to collect the sensitive personal data and personal data of users by means of the KYC compliances. But please understand, there is also no bar or restriction on Twitter to effectively go and collect such data. The only caveat is that in case if Twitter is collecting any such data, then Twitter will have to ensure that it complies not just with the parameters of the Information Technology Act 2000, but also rules and regulations made thereunder, specifically the Information Technology, Reasonable Security Practices and Procedures, and Sensitive Personal Data or Information Rules 2011, as also the Information Technology Rules 2021. And if it does so, actually speaking, it can be argued that such a process is nothing but an exercise of due diligence and will help the government to attribute specific tweets to specific humans who are actually behind such kind of Twitter handles. But it will be interesting to see how the final developments in this regard take place.
Mind you, this is one interpretation among others of what Musk might have meant, but many Twitter users are still worried. Note that Musk has called spam bots the single most annoying problem on Twitter. Even if Musk literally meant authenticating a Twitter user as human, it is not necessary that all methods Twitter could adopt to do so would have a negative impact on user privacy and anonymity.
Detecting a bot as a bot is actually usually a lot easier than detecting a human as a human. Here's what I mean. Bots tend to be set up in order to do specific tasks, that is, to amplify messages by specific people. They usually have a very high volume of very focused tweetings. They are often all set up at exactly the same time or very close to the same time from exactly the same IP address or from very contiguous IP addresses. All this is very easy, very easy to analyze at the level of a network and to figure out that, all right, this is 99.999 certain percent certain to be an inhuman account, a bot. And if it happens to be focused on a specific subject, to also figure out who is likely to have set up the bot. And there are other more sophisticated methods such as uh, analyzing the language used, etc., which can help detect them. Uh, so, if you're actually trying to detect human versus bot, it is easier to focus on the bots than on the humans.
But why would people jump to such a conclusion? After all, Musk could simply be suggesting that Twitter's verification system be modified. All the speculation might be arising due to the political context, especially in the West. Take the example of the United Kingdom. During the pandemic, there have been growing demands in the UK to prohibit anonymous social media accounts, with the belief that anonymity provides a cloak to those engaging in online abuse and racism, among other hate speeches. This is an opinion shared by many across the world. However, research has shown that people are still likely to abuse each other over social media even if they don't enjoy anonymity. As of February 2021, Twitter has 15 million users in India. What Musk means when he says authenticating all humans will have consequences for many of those who depend on anonymity to engage in sensitive political, social, and religious matters online.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views, and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, and LinkedIn.